This is the Phylanice Nashe Experience podcast. Hello, world, and welcome to the Phylanice Nashe Experience podcast, a new audio series of lighthearted and sometimes third-eye-opening conversations on a variety of topics from the African-American perspective. I'm your host, Phylanice Nashe, and welcome. On this episode, we are diving into the business of health and wellness, specifically how a husband and wife team manage the ups and downs of entrepreneurship and the specialized nutritional and fitness experiences they provide clients in order to live healthier and balanced lifestyles. And my guest today is one half of the health and wellness power couple of Nashville and the co-owners of 80/20 Fitness Gym. Let's welcome Jade Bazile to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for agreeing to join the show. So we are in this crazy time of COVID, Kev. How are you and how are you and the wife managing this time, going back and forth with, businesses opening and closing, and you're in fitness. So how have you guys been able to pivot during COVID?
Oh man, it's definitely been a learning experience. When we first found out about COVID, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this is a fluke, this is not real. And then it just hit us like all of a sudden we're open and now we're not.
Right.
And it was kind of like, okay, we lost one client, then we lost two clients, then we lost many of clients. And I was like, man, this is real. We have to do something. So it really hit me as an entrepreneur. It's like, okay, you're either going to you're going to stop or you're going to find a solution. And it's like there's no way. We put in years of building 80/20 fitness to let it just fold. So we decided to just do something really basic. We created a private Facebook group. And we started reaching out to 100 people a day, getting them signed up. And I was religiously reaching out to 100 people a day. And it got to the point where some people were like, pretty rude. They were like, I'm not answering you for a reason. I'm not interested. But I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like, okay, I'm not going to let 80/20 fitness just shut down.
Yeah.
Every time I think of all of the years that my wife and I put into 80/20 fitness, I mean, that just drives me to send 100 more. So we, over the course of 2 months, I guess going on 2.5 months, we created the virtual private Facebook group, and we have over 80 plus paid members now. So it's
congratulations.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going really good. We didn't see that happening, but now it's like it's another service of 80/20 fitness, and people are actually seeing results. We have one person throughout COVID lost 20 pounds, so it's really good.
That's a
really
good story.
Good.
Yeah, that's a great story. Man,
Yeah.
I love, my show is based a lot on entrepreneurship, and this COVID thing has really allowed this particular topic of pivoting to come up, and it's interesting to see how people have been able to do that. But one common theme has been technology. And, and using technology as that tool to do that. So I am super excited for you guys.
Thank
you took it back to business 101, and you were cold calling
people? Cold calling, emailing, direct messaging. I mean, I did it all. And man, it was like through the process, I learned a lot more about myself and a lot more about 80/20 fitness. And a lot more people know about 80/20 fitness that I didn't know. Like, okay, we're doing something good.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the beginnings of 80/20. Jade Bazile's backstory. Tell us a little bit about yourself and What does 80-20 fitness mean?
Yeah, so I'll start off with explaining 80-20 fitness. So 80-20 fitness is 80% nutrition and mindset and 20% exercise. So we believe in taking a simple approach and really making fitness a part of your lifestyle, mastering one thing before moving on to the next, and then really making it a lifestyle. But this was not my first passion.
Okay.
Football was actually my first passion. Played a little bit of football at TSU, and after playing football, man, I gained so much weight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was about 60 pounds overweight. Um, Nowhere to be seen. I was just pretty much going from FedEx. I was working at FedEx at the time as a manager. It was FedEx, Netflix and chill, and Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Like that was my life. What is it? Cookie dough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
that's
that's a
man.
favorite. Okay.
Yeah, that was my thing right there.
That's a good flavor.
So I mean, for an entire year, I was just kind of in a sunken place, and that same year, I had a few family members that passed away, and it was like, okay, I have to do something to really get out of this state, because if I don't, I'm going to end up in the same situation.
Mhm.
Uh,
What year was
so
this? What year was this when this was all kind of going on?
this was 2000. I say 2014, 2014, 2013,
Okay.
around that time. And I don't know. So I really just I cut off all processed foods, and I decided to just eat clean, work out, and I lost the 60 pounds, and I felt great. And I still didn't see, 80-20 fitness being a part of my lifestyle. I didn't see working or becoming a trainer as something that I wanted to do. But kind of, I mean, God revealed to me, like, okay, this is your calling, because as soon as I post like testimonials on Facebook, a lot of people reached out like, hey, Kevin, can you help me?
Mm.
And I decided to pay it forward. And I like the feeling of helping others. So that really kind of gave me that push to keep going. And from there, I don't know, it just like kind of turned into something a lot bigger. Um,
Mhm.
Even though I was kind of in the space of like training others and really helping them meet their fitness goals, um, my why was not strong enough to keep me there. Um, I kind of was in the mindset of like, okay, this is like a hobby, but I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do. And I was actually gonna quit on just training people entirely. So I really had to redefine my why. And my true why to this day is creating a legacy for my family. I don't come from riches. Some may call it the projects in New Orleans, but I mean, I've seen my family struggle health wise and really not living up to their true potential. So I've taken it upon myself to really uplift my family, and just kind of spread that energy throughout my entire family, so they can look at someone and be like, okay, this is my cousin, my nephew, my son. Like, if he can do it, I can definitely do it. I can definitely do it.
I love that
Um,
story of
yeah,
inspiration. Yeah. So,
yeah.
when did you know you were ready to take that leap full time into entrepreneurship, or was there a period of time where you were still working full time
Uh,
and crafting the 80-20 over here?
so I guess when I started to make more money training than working at FedEx, it was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Let me go ahead and just quit FedEx, and let me go ahead and just continue training and build up my clientele. I did get a job at Planet Fitness,
Okay.
and I got banned from Planet Fitness. I think I'm still banned from this
So,
to this day.
so
Yeah.
how does one become banned from Planet Fitness, Kevin?
Yeah. So I mean, I was working at Planet Fitness, and I guess I made the decision. if I'm going to be in the fitness industry, I'm going to make sure that if I get a side job, I'm going to make sure it's still within the fitness industry. So,
Mm-hmm.
got a job at Planet Fitness. I started off working 40 hours a week, and I was pretty content with that. And then they cut my hours, and I was like, okay, how am I going to survive off of this, like 10 hours a week?
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut it to what? It was like 1 day a week, and I was like, okay, this something has to give. So I started training clients at Planet Fitness. And then it got to the point where I was making like $4,000 training clients at Planet Fitness. And the manager was like, okay, Kevin, you can't be training here.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm like, okay, are you going to give me more hours? And then, yeah, it was just like, hey, I got to make a living. So I just continued to train, and then they fired me. And then I brought my girlfriend, which is now my wife, to Planet Fitness, which I just had a membership at the time.
Uh-huh.
And they thought I was training my girlfriend, which is wife now, and they banned me and they banned her.
Oh, so you got her caught up too.
Yeah, I got her caught up, and I was like, oh man, okay. And I guess that kind of pushed me to get our own gym.
Okay.
But the crazy story about that of getting 80/20 Fitness, the very studio that we are in now, we used to work, or I used to work in the studio for another fitness studio company, and we had a bad falling out, and we had a bad falling out, and as I was walking out of the studio, this Caribbean lady, she was walking down the stairs. She's like, "Hey, your name Kevin?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Hey, I have a fitness studio upstairs, and I'm getting tired of traveling back and forth from Brentwood to Nashville." That she worked at a country club,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "Hey, can I sign the lease over to you?" I was like, "What? Are you serious?"
And it
She's like,
happened just like
"Yeah."
that.
It
Like
just
she just,
happened just like that.
wow.
Within 2 weeks later, I was in. My wife and I went into business together, established 80/20 Fitness, and yeah, we started. We really um, didn't have the LLC. We didn't have a bookkeeper. We just jumped
You
in
just
and
went right in.
just went right in, and it was definitely a learning experience.
Man, but that's how you learn in entrepreneurship. There really is no specific guide to it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Sometimes you just have to, you know what you know about your subject matter, but
uh huh,
running the business piece, you sometimes you just learn on the fly. And
yeah, yeah,
sometimes you have good mentors and they can tell you what to do, but you have to figure it out for yourself. So
yeah.
kudos to you and your wife.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. So, one of the other topics that I like to share and have people share is
Uh huh.
when you're a couple in entrepreneurship. I always want to make sure that people share their stories so that other folk who are thinking about becoming a business owner with their spouse or is supporting someone who is an entrepreneur, what are some of their takeaways and some best practices. So I've been in business with my husband for over a decade, and I can
Oh
definitely
wow.
tell you that there are ups and downs. I tried to resign twice, but my resignation was not it wasn't accepted. But yeah, I mean, there's just ups and downs. So talk a little bit about when the two of you started the business. Was there, I know you said you kind of just jumped in, but did you guys have like any agreements or discussions before you took the leap and said, okay, hey, we're going to go into business together, but we want to make sure we have maintain that work-life balance. So how do you guys maintain work-life balance being a married couple?
Um, Man, in the beginning, and I mean, still, we're still learning. But from the jump, it was really just like, okay, we really got to get some clients in here. So we spent a lot of time just focusing on getting clients in, and our, I guess, personal life was kind of in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we noticed like, months in, it's like, dang, we're not even talking. Like, we got to figure this out. This is
Right.
not good. So we decided to start having date nights. So we'll have like date nights on Saturday, which that helped out a lot. But then the communication during the week, it was like, okay, it's still, we got to figure this out. So it's like every time we notice something, we find a solution to make sure that we are take care of our personal life.
Yes.
Um, because I don't want it to get to the point where 80/20 fitness grows. And I didn't tell you this, but I want 80/20 fitness to be everywhere. So when it gets to that point, I don't want it to be like, okay, this is out of hand. Our personal life is not in check, and it hasn't been in check for a long time. Like, where's the marriage going? I want it to be like, okay, we got 80/20 fitness growing. We got a healthy marriage. By that time, we'll have kids, and yeah, everything is really good. So um, I would say like probably the most um, important thing for people to take away is just to make sure that the constant communication is there. Because if you're constantly talking about business, then you're losing touch.
Yeah, that's
Really, and
very true.
yeah, you're losing touch, and eventually you're going to start questioning why you're married to this person. I mean, yeah,
Facts. You
you
spitting
don't want to get to
facts.
that point.
I, I'm
Yeah,
I will tell you from experience, communication is the key. We would let business talk run from 8 in the morning at the office, at the house, in the
yeah,
bed, watching TV, and you're like, another thing. You just have to time it out. So that's
yeah,
good. Good. That's good
yeah,
advice. Good advice.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
you you mentioned franchising. You want to branch out. So talk a little bit more about 80/20 services. What
yeah,
is it? What
yeah,
do you guys offer?
yeah. So again, we 80/20 fitness is 80% nutrition and mindset and 20% exercise. Um, when we first started 80/20 fitness, we had no idea what the actual meaning was. We created the meaning, but we didn't live by the meaning. And we really had to really dive in and like, okay, 80/20 fitness, the meaning, it gravitates towards a certain type of client.
Mhm.
Um, we started off targeting college students, and that was the worst decision we ever made.
Really?
Like, we had college students come in and then they'll leave. I remember one day we had class, and normally it's like people come sporadically throughout the week. It was kind of like everyone had a meeting, and it was like, okay, I'm not coming to 80/20 fitness ever again. Monday, no one showed up. Wednesday, no one showed up. Thursday, I'm like, what's going on? I'm texting everybody. It's like, oh, we just decided not to come back. I'm like, what? Like, okay, let me go back to the drawing board. And we I don't know, I noticed like the clientele that we target are people who are kind of fed up with living a unhealthy lifestyle.
Mm,
And the more we did research, it's entrepreneurs who are in their in between the age of like 35 and 50. It's like they accomplished a lot in their life. They're married, they have kids,
mhm.
um, they're super stressed, and the stress is really just not being comfortable in their skin. It's like they show people how confident they're really, like they're really confident, but behind closed doors it's like, I know I need to work out, but I'm just not going to do it. So
Mhm.
we decided to go our target entrepreneurs and leaders here in Nashville, and I mean that was just the perfect fit. I mean, once we started targeting leaders and entrepreneurs, they started just approaching us, and they loved the name, and of course, like 80/20 fitness is a business term, so they
Mhm.
gravitate towards it even more. And I don't know, we noticed that. Um, when we first started training entrepreneurs, I gave them a meal plan, workout plan, this, that, the whole nine. They did it for a month and they did not finish it after a month.
Yeah.
And we really look at it as like, okay, entrepreneurs, they spend a lot of time focusing on their businesses. They don't want to focus on counting calories, um, like working out 5, 6 days a week. It's like they're just starting the journey. So let's take baby steps.
Hmm.
So I have clients come in, they want to just work out 3 days a week and accomplish that for an entire month. And after accomplishing that for an entire month, they get the confidence to do much more. Like there's no way that you're going to like go back in time and rewrite the wrong and live a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
Um, Living a healthier lifestyle still has more years on you than the journey that you're embarking now. So it's like you have to be comfortable with embracing the small journeys, and mastering that before moving on to the next. So you can create some type of blueprint to continue to move forward and really see results and sustain it over a long period of time.
I
Yeah.
like that approach. It sounds very customized, and
Yeah.
you take each person as you find them. So it's not a one approach fits
Size
all
fits
type of
y'all.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. So that you have the meal plans, you have the workouts, and that's in person, and you still doing online too.
Yep, still doing online. Yeah, still doing online.
Good.
Um, yeah, so I would say most of our services, and I don't even want to say meal plans. Like
Yeah.
we do provide meal plans, but most of it's like creating a simple approach to looking at nutritional lifestyle. So we found I've tried so many different nutritional lifestyles. I've tried intermittent fasting, keto,
Yeah.
carb cycling,
Yeah.
paleo. I've tried it all. And the one thing that has stuck with me is intermittent fasting. I'm not sure if you heard of that
Hmm.
before.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it really fits with the busy entrepreneur and leader. It fits their lifestyle perfectly because most entrepreneurs, they don't want to have to think about eating breakfast in the morning.
Hmm.
Most of them drink coffee and tea anyway.
Right.
Most of them don't eat enough food during the day. So it kind of works out perfect. It's like building that structure that fits their lifestyle. And like I have a few people who started and they've been doing it for years. They say this is the only thing that has worked for them and really kept the weight off. So
Well, if it
um,
works, stick with it, right?
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Well, we're coming down to the last few minutes of our interview. And so I
Yes.
want to make sure that you said the 30 to maybe 50 age range entrepreneur. I want to make sure everyone can get in touch with you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so give us some of your website and your social media handles and how people can just kind of stay in touch with you and maybe get in contact with you if they want to have a consultation.
Yeah, so you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, 80/20 Fitness. Um, on Instagram, it's 80_20 Fitness. On Facebook, it's 80/20 Fitness. Our website is actually being revamped as we speak.
Oh, good.
So we'll be sharing that pretty soon. But I would love to have a consultation, a free consultation at that, and really develop your why. We feel that if you have a strong why, it's going to carry you into really creating the lifestyle that you want, and really making sure that you're looking at nutrition as a way to live your best life and not a burden.
Yeah,
So it's yeah, because
I
we
like
found a
that.
lot of clients look at it that way. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and building it up in your mind, it's all starts here because
it all
if you
starts.
don't
Yeah,
feel like you want to work out, you're not going to work out. So
yeah.
it's like a mind focus type of thing. How about are you still doing any live streaming sessions, videos that maybe people can try to watch and get an idea of what the classes look like?
Yeah, so we share a few of the videos on our social media handles. Um, but if you reach out to us within, I'm going to say this week, we are going to give you a deal on the virtual training. So yeah, reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook and just let us know that you watch the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to make sure you tuned in. We're not going to be giving out deals to everyone, but just for the audience that's watching the podcast.
Awesome.
And yeah, we'd love to have you.
And is there an email address that they should hit you up at?
Oh,
Or
yes,
just
yes.
yeah.
So if you want to reach out via email, it's info at 8020fitnessnashville.com. Again, that is info at 8020fitnessnashville.com.
Awesome. So make sure you mention that you heard about that special deal here on the Phylanice Nashe Experience podcast. So Kevin, thank
Yes.
you for
Yeah,
being
no
on the
problem.
show and just sharing your journey and your story. I really appreciate what you're doing for us middle-aged entrepreneurs and getting us back into shape. So thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. And I want to just thank everyone out there for listening to the Phylanice Nashe Experience podcast. I want to encourage everyone to reach out to 8020 Fitness and get that free consultation. Also for the show, search Phylanice Nashe Experience on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. I want you to subscribe, like, comment, and rate the show. Also go to my website, phylanicenasheexperience.com, for all of today's show notes, social media links, and resources that were mentioned in this episode. Again, Kevin, thank you. And everyone stay safe, wear your masks, and stay well. Peace.
Peace.